Hello guys, Princessprt here. Today you're watching me make a grilled cheese. So as you can see, I am pulling out some paper towels just to lay down because, you know, you gotta have a clean workspace to put your bread. Now I'm grabbing some bread. We got some options here. We got white bread, wheat bread, honey wheat bread, some bread we got from the food bank. But I personally would definitely choose the wheat bread. I really hate the little ties on them sometimes, but hey, do what you gotta do to keep the bread fresh, you know what I mean? In fact, those ties actually mean something. Figure it out and let me know in the comments. But yeah, here I am pulling out, 4 pieces of bread. Count them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now here I am pressing out the air from the bread bag because, well, you gotta make sure there's no air in the bread bag, otherwise it might get moist and moldy. So now I'm heading to get butter, shredded cheese, and sliced cheese. Starting with butter. As you can see, I very much like the country one with the little farm on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little butter knife, or whatever this knife is called. Sometimes I mess up the knife names, but I use it to spread butter, jams and all that. But either way it goes, here I am, buttering the bread, being very careful not to do it heavily, scraping the butter across so that way there's just like no way it clumps together, because you know you don't want moist bread for your grilled cheese. The reason why I'm doing it like this, with making sure that the butter is all spread out and there's not massive parts about it, is because it makes the toast part of the grilled cheese taste better, at least in my opinion. So you gotta scrape the butter along, because if you just slap the butter on there, all you're making is fancy and very moist and runny toast. Like, the toast will literally fall apart if you slap too much butter on it. Alright. I did have to grab a little bit more butter because I wound up scraping and didn't have enough. Hey, do your best, and who knows. Alright, so yeah, I was essentially trying to make a grilled cheese, so I've buttered the bread. So what I will do now is, after putting the knife up, make sure to wash your knives and all that whenever you're cooking right away, if you are not at a heating element, so it doesn't get moldy or you forget about it. Alright, next up I'm going to be grabbing the sliced cheese, 4 pieces of course. I could do like 8, but they'll just cause a mess. As you can see, 1 slice per piece of bread. The reason why I don't do 2 slices per bread is because the cheese will run off. You don't want that cheese hitting the heating element of your toaster, because if it does, then you're going to have to deep clean the entire toaster oven or toaster or whatever you use. And trust me, that is a pain to do, because otherwise you're just going to have burnt smells. Now the important thing here is to remember that bread, it's supposed to be square. The cheese is also square, so you gotta fit the square inside the square. So here you can see me putting it in the toaster oven. The toaster oven is not on because I have a special one. So what I do is I line up all 4 of the pieces of bread with butter and cheese on this little toaster, on this little rack in the toaster oven. And I know it's not advised, but what I do is essentially, well, that doesn't matter yet. I gotta grab the shredded cheese first. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some shredded cheese and spread it on each of the pieces of bread, like little like a little sprinkle here, sprinkle there, sprinkle everywhere. And yeah. And here's the thing, with this, you can put as much shredded cheese as you want, you just can't overdo it. Like, sprinkling a little bit and not just letting it be a clump. So you gotta make sure it's spread evenly, right? So you gotta make sure your shredded cheese is spread evenly. There's not enough to where you can't see the sliced cheese. But yeah. One of the things is I like to do it specifically because the toaster oven is really precise here, is that what I like to do is, instead of waiting for it to heat up for toasting, and this is only for toasting, mind you, anything else is a no-go. So what I like to do is I like to put the bread in the toaster oven and turn on the toast setting and let it heat up with the bread in there. I usually wait till it hits 5 or 4 whenever it pings like, hey, I've heated up enough. You gotta come tell me how long you need to toast this for. And so I like doing that when it comes to toast. Now, as you can see, I've put it in there after sprinkling. Gotta make sure there's no cheese particles on the door itself. Closing the door, starting the toaster oven. I love this toaster oven. Turning it to toast. And here we wait. Now, we're back at it. Toaster oven, as you can see, that is a 5 or a 4, one of the two. Now I'm using this knife to pull out the rack and carefully putting the grilled cheese, like one piece of toast on top of the other, but making it to where the cheese faces the cheese. The reason why I haven't pulled this out entirely and just, you know, put it together like that is because this allows it to toast a little longer. And yeah. And here I'm going to be showing you guys the cheese, or the grilled cheese, what it looks like. Here. Now, peace.